As rumors of an early fall provincial election continue to grow, a key player who helped set up BC's current minority government is warning the Lieutenant Governor to immediately advise Premier Horgan not to force voters to the polls in the middle of a pandemic.
If the Premier wants an election, and if he insists on an election, he gets an election. But the thing is that the Lieutenant Governor is not a robot. The Lieutenant Governor has powers. The Lieutenant Governor represents the Crown, represents Her Majesty, as it were, and is the boss.
Norman Spector is a former political advisor and was a key figure in negotiating the Green NDP working agreement for a minority coalition government in 2017. He's not happy about the prospect of a snap election this fall, and he's written an open letter to Lieutenant Governor Janet Austin, urging her to advise Premier John Horgan to refrain from immediately dissolving government.
She can't give him a straight no, okay? Bottom line is, at the end of the day, she has to accept his advice. She has to accept his request. She has no discretion on that. But she can't say, Mr. Horgan, you know, the legislature is working pretty well. Why would you break that spirit?
We've always been ready for an election campaign, and I'm going to just keep working until that time arrives.
Horgan's approval ratings are now the highest of any premier in Canada, with a recent poll putting him at 69%. Meanwhile, the BC Liberals are working to rebuild, and the BC Green Party is down to 2 MLAs. The Greens also just elected a new leader who is not happy about the prospects of an upcoming election.
It is astonishing to think of the health minister and the education minister not working with the provincial health officer, but being on a campaign trail right now.
I understand why the NDP may want to have an election right now. They're extraordinarily popular. They are polling well ahead of where they were this time a year ago. The biggest argument against this government may well be the decision to hold an election right now. So the very decision to try to take advantage of this window may become a strong critique against a government that seems to be playing politics at a time when that is not top of mind for anyone.
Opposition leader Andrew Wilkinson says calling an early election would be a skew in priorities.
People in British Columbia are telling us they're concerned about the COVID epidemic, they're concerned about their jobs, they're concerned about their kids in school, but somehow the NDP are mostly concerned about having an election to try and protect their own jobs.
Forget about your advisors who are cynical political operatives, and ask yourself whether you will be able to look yourself in the mirror if you break your word, if you break the law, if you break the agreement, and if you break the confidence and supply agreement that has prevailed in this province since 2017.
BC has to have a provincial election by October 2021. In New Westminster, Ashley Burr, City News.